Hello, hello.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Back on a night to answer your questions.
What is up? Paul Pulley
How are you
says,
doing tonight?
hello. What's going on, Paul? I'm blessed. Just a little tired, man. Like I said, running around with kids today. Just camp, summertime, 3 kids. Oh, God.
I hear that.
No mas.
Today's a light day. I only had 2 one-on-ones today. And then tomorrow I've got 2. And then Friday I've got like 7.
Oof. Woo! Woo, the 7, boy.
Vicky, hello.
It'll fly by, though. Deborah. Those fly by. Brittney McClain, what's going on, Brittney? Oh, I've seen her before somewhere. Well, I've seen her before.
Hey, Vicky. How has narcissism impacted me at work? Well, I worked for Chick-fil-A for 10 years, and I was freaking awesome at my job. And so it didn't really help me out that much. It just made me more of a big head because I was the top dog. I knew how to do everything there. I got, ported around to different stores to make them better. So it just further helped my ego of who I was and who I thought I was. So it didn't really help that. Ray, good to see you.
What's going on?
Got everybody jumping in.
Oh.
Awesome.
Are we friends on TikTok, Brittney? I feel like I've seen that profile picture before. What's your TikTok name, Brittney? Put it in the chat. I feel like I've seen that profile picture. I'm like, I know you. Did it make you lose your job at all?
My narcissism, no, it didn't make me lose my job. Cheating did, but narcissism didn't make me lose my job.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, let's see what we got. Questions starting to come in.
Let me stretch my
body. This is live now. Your question is live. Good. Yeah. X had to be lead at his job. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your aha moment realizing you guys had NPD?
I think it was an accumulation of things for me. I just think over time it kind of built up to me wondering why I did what I did and why I felt the way I felt. And then in the end, it kind of all boiled over into my wife just kind of screaming it at me on the way out, her way out the door. She's like, it's so hard living with a damn narcissist. And I was just like, you're a damn narcissist. Because, I just thought it was, just a word that people threw around for egotistical, conceited people. So I called her one back, I got inquisitive and looked it up online. And you know how Google is. Google says, did you mean, I typed in the word narcissist and Google said, did you mean narcissistic personality disorder? I'm like, I didn't, but guess here we are. And that's the rabbit hole moment for me right there, y'all.
Yeah. I think for me, there was a lot of different things that kind of led to me starting to know it. I mean, I had a time where I asked my wife, this is after a lot of different stuff that popped up. I asked my wife if I was a sociopath. We looked it up and they're like, no, sociopath doesn't seem to work. She's like, I think you're a narcissist. And then I looked it up and I was like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Made sure everybody else told her that she didn't know what she was talking about, all that kind of stuff. But it kind of sunk in a little bit. But then going through everything else that I did, the Wake Up Warrior Challenge started to, show some of the lies that I had in my life. Also the time I was with a girl who had BPD with narcissistic traits and got to see that reflected back. All that kind of started revealing it a little bit. Awesome. She says so much has helped her. That's awesome.
It's flex. It helped her, but you're the catalyst for that, y'all, because the information that we provide is available to pretty much everybody. People just perceive it differently and people act on it differently. Results may vary. I'll just put that on the disclaimer on there.
Right. Put that underneath each coaching session. The results will vary. Do people with NPD physically harm themselves, cutting, burning, etc.? The majority of the time when I see a comment like this about anyone with NPD physically harming themselves, I would kind of redirect you a little bit towards borderline, because borderline typically has self-harming behaviors and or either suicidal tendencies or the tendency to use that as a threat. So typically that little piece isn't as much NPD as it is borderline.
I know me personally, I wouldn't hurt myself. I care about myself too much to just like, just my wrist, right? My wrist looks very vulnerable right now. I'm gonna slice it. I wouldn't do that. That's not how my mind works. But some people, it's more along like what Ben said, the B word. We don't that they might do that in order to, just to get your attention, to prove that you care for them and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. How does the toxic person feel when you don't give them a reaction? In my case, it occurred in public. He's the toxic person. What do you think of that?
No, he's the toxic person.
Yeah, so he's the toxic person, and in public, she didn't give him a reaction.
So how would I feel if I don't know? To me, if they don't get the reaction in one way, I would try another way, and then if that didn't work, I would feel like I would get frustrated eventually and just take it to the house. Now it's become instead of the public embarrassment, now it's become a private explosion, probably bubbling up underneath the surface. So I would prepare for
that.
Yeah, you didn't scream and yell like I wanted you to. You made me look stupid. So wait till we get home.
How many people have you helped? You've passed a couple thousand one-on-ones, right? How many have you done?
It's up right now. I've cut back on the one-on-ones, y'all.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
48 days, no contact. Woo!
There you go, Sheena.
Keep it up. One step at a time. My girlfriend has put the hammer down on me. Now I really see myself. How do I control that monster? I'm guessing you are the narcissist, the one that has the traits. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I feel like there's some exposure going on there. I really see myself. How do I control that monster? Ooh. First of all, I feel like acknowledge the monster. Is it a monster, or is it just is it a monster, or is it just you protecting your insecurities and things like that? So when you give it the word monster, you make it bigger than what it is. You make it seem like it's something that can control you and take you over. If you minimize it, it just seems like it's just you protecting your insecurities. Like I feel like you can take more control over your behaviors, as opposed to like if I say, Ben, you about to battle a monster, what do you envision, Ben? You don't imagine some little like creature coming up to you, the little the men in black worms coming up to you. You imagine like some big ass like robot you got to fight with a sword, like you Link from Zelda. You got to pull a big wand or a sword or something and go to war. So the words you use matter. So you're not taming a monster. You're just fighting your insecurities and trying to alter your behaviors. And he said yes, that he thinks he is the narcissist.
Yeah, I definitely recommend work on getting into therapy. That's very crucial. We're both in therapy. We've both done a lot of self work. I not only go to therapy every single week, but I do a lot of self work as far as reading, meditation, working on the stuff that I've learned with the warrior group, things like that keep me centered and living life in the truth, not in my reality or my fantasy.
No. So yeah, I read a lot of books, and Ben, I just feel like Ben talks a lot about the wake up warrior thing. So I feel like y'all should look into that as well, because I feel like that's he wears the hat. It's obviously affected him in a great positive way. So y'all should take a look at the wake up warrior challenge based on Ben. There you go, right there. See? There you go. It's always on the standby. So yeah. I think Ben is actually, he has a link in his bio for people who are interested in that, because the next challenge is coming up next month. So if y'all,
we're actually running it. We got all the go ahead and everything, so I'm super pumped about that. I actually already had someone sign up. Somebody's already signed up. We're ready to go. We're running the challenge July 10th through August 10th, 30-day challenge, and got a link on my website, or you just do rawmotivations.com/warrior, and we've got some information going on there about it. But yeah, I'm super excited about it.
So imagine how powerful it is, y'all. Y'all it's how do you get a narcissist that altered Ben's life, the Wake Up Warrior Challenge. So Ben is a self-aware narcissist. Imagine how powerful it is to alter a narcissist's life. So just check that out.
It's pretty crazy, that's for sure. I don't know if it's my connection or yours, but it feels like it keeps lagging on this end.
That's am I lagging?
Do you get a lag from my side?
No, it lagged a little bit. It would freeze up at the beginning a little bit, when we were talking.
Okay.
But now, I haven't seen a lag here lately.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Deborah says, I love you both and thank you both for doing this. Don't know how much you've helped me. It's awesome. We're just trying to educate people. Yeah.
Hey, there you go, Deborah. Power up. I love it. I love it.
Just finding out that my in-law has textbook NPD and it's a nightmare. You know, I was talking to someone the other day, like actually in the live in the Narc app, that they're struggling with their in-laws that have like NPD. It's a NPD like household kind of thing, and they like struggle because there's really not content out there for, you know, people with in-laws that are narcissistic.
Oh yeah, I get a lot of stuff out there about in-laws that are narcissistic. There's a lady. So first of all, Sam at What Does It Matter Now speaks a lot about in-laws and narcissistic personality disorder, narcissistic traits. But there's a woman on TikTok. Her name is I think, what's her name? Her TikTok name is A Little Stitches. Like, you know, like when have y'all ever seen the movie, the TV show The Office? Well, Michael Scott was like, I'm not superstitious. I may be a little stitious. That's her name on TikTok, A Little Stitches. And she talks about a lot about her narcissistic mother-in-law. So check her out, A Little Stitches. I just remember her page popping up, you know.
Let's see. Why does he deny to other people what happened between us? It's almost like what happened was a secret. That looks like he might just be trying to like save his face or save his image in front of different people. Like maybe he doesn't want to, you know, he doesn't want to show other people that, you know, maybe he's cheated or maybe he's like lied about something. Like a lot of times they'll hide just to protect the image.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Sometimes they're trying to, like, if they like I feel like there's a little missing to that question. Is deny the relationship or deny the actual abusive part of it? You know, because if they're denying the relationship, then they're trying to keep themselves open for possibly a new supply or to move on and things like that. But if they're denying the abuse, like who wouldn't? Like I'm not gonna come out, like most people are not gonna come online and just say like, hey guys, I was physically, emotionally, and mentally abusive to my ex. I just, you know, they're not. This doesn't paint a very good picture to some people. You know, to others it might.
That's very true. Because y'all each talk about which of the 9 DSM traits y'all have. We got some heavy hitter questions today.
Oh goodness! I say I be googling the 9 traits of narcissists. I'll be on 101. Like, let me talk about the 9 traits here. You know,
I got them here. If you want them.
So I think I have, you know, 8 out of the 9. I don't have the 9th one. The unaliving ideations. I don't have those. You know,
that's not one of them.
It's not one of yours? I'm on the site right here, emedicine.com. It's just one of the ones.
I got the DSM-5 up.
Oh, well, put it up. What's the so this is like narcissistic personality, significant risk of suicide. So there might be something different, but like 9 signs and symptoms. So that's not the 9 traits. I just pulled this up.
You're fine.
Oh, here you go. Oh, DSM-5 criteria. Oh, sorry, y'all. I just read that.
So it's funny. I was like going over some stuff with my therapist, and I came back home one day, and I was like, it's not so bad. I only have like, I only have like 6 of them or 7 of them. Or something I told my wife, and she was like, "What about this, this, and this?" And I was like, "Oh crap, never mind."
Just looking over it now, I'm not 9 for 9. It's just, you know, I'm just like, I'm 100% just from it's like if I was playing baseball, I'll be the highest paid baseball player in history right now. 9 out of 9, 100%. But like,
I feel like I'm in waves though. It's not like all 9 or
some of them are lower than others. You know, I just feel like
I'm for like, like in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like, what am I saying? Shows arrogant. Yeah, I just feel like it just depends on the situation when the traits are displayed and things like that. I just know over 5 years of therapy, all this has came up in one way or another. You know, and I just see my therapist go behind her laptop. She's like, "What'd you say?" And I'm like, oh.
Right.
Yeah, it made me want to stop talking sometimes, you know. But it's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's very true. Katie asks, why does the narc in my life always want to tell me about his life? I flat out tell him that I don't care and ask, when you're picking up your daughter is all I need to know.
Yeah.
It's like the narcissist like trying to tell her what's going on.
I feel like that's bait right there. I feel like that's like, fishing bait. He wants to bait you into a conversation where you tell him about what's going on in your life, or you act like you care. It's like, oh, that's so sad. You know what I mean? He wants to be, it's just bait to see if you're still interested. That's what I would do. Typically, like with me and my son's mom now, like we just, we talk at the kind of the trade-offs and things like that, but it's not like I don't go into detail about my life, or her. She don't go into detail about her life, because we're not trying to get each other back. You know what I mean? We just like exchanging the child and just keeping it moving forward. So
right.
I just feel like if they're bringing up their life, then they want you to be interested in their life, and they want you to, maybe they want to hear about yours.
Yeah. Ray asks, I have to ask, is no contact the only way? I have no other friends or family out here. It's hard to go no contact when he's my only person.
What was the method? What about the? No, I just.
I'd say the Biff method would work if they have kids, but like if they don't have kids, then
yeah. I have no other friends or family out here. It's hard to go no contact. But I just feel like now, I feel like now, Ray, it's time to step outside their comfort zone and go get some other people. So he's not your only person. I feel like it's time to go out there into the world, and it's just like, hi, I'm Ray. Just talk. Just get out there and talk. It'll help. Just get out there and meet new people. I feel like that's kind of a symptom of being with a narcissist. Like you kind of get reserved within yourself where you don't want to talk to people anymore. So, you don't have to go out there and tell your story. Just like, hey, I'm Ray. I'm a victim of narcissistic abuse. No, just go down. Hey, I'm Ray from whatever state you're from. And just like, look, what's up? What's good? Just talk. Just chatter. People like to talk. Just chat. Just chit chat.
Yeah. I love how like we both answer questions like so differently, but like the same way. Because I was literally gonna say the same thing, but like my version. I was like, well, time to go make friends, But like, I love how like we both like pick the same thing. It's hilarious.
That's what Lisa was saying. Lisa was saying something similar. I be asking y'all questions. Y'all answer them differently, but it's the same goal. I was like, yeah, that's the point. I did a video the other day. I was like, no two narcissists are the same. I was like, I feel like the goals are similar, but getting to the goals is different. It might be different, So my heart breaks for everyone.
I'm like way behind on comments. I'm trying to catch up.
I was in the chat. I was chit chatting. I'm
like way behind here.
Ray, that's what you need to be doing. Ray, get in the chat, just like, hey, I'm Ray, and just introduce yourself. Just do what I just did. Get in the chat, Ray. It's the worst.
Oh, Sheena asked about Kova. Awesome.
Sheena, you missed out on Kova. Kova was. I'm just telling y'all, like, I was super nervous that nobody was going to show up. I was like, man, like, and Ben, we was like, well, at minimum, we'll get to hang out with the wife and kids, and there's a fenced-in area, we'll get to hang out. But like, people showed up, people came through. We meet. It was literally a meet and greet. We were meeting people. We took some pictures. Like, people bought red flags. It was y'all. I'm just telling y'all, there were red flags flying in the air. It was a very, very good experience. So I don't know, Sheena, I don't know where you are, but July we're going to do one in North Carolina. We're locking down the location. Probably it'll be locked up by Monday. But y'all, seriously, come to the meetups. Just meet people. Ray, wherever you are, if there's a meetup in your location, come to the meetup. I'm back on Ray.
We just need to get a giant like red flag on a pole, and so we can just put it outside. That way, people know where we are.
No words, just the flag.
You can find us.
Like the McDonald's arches.
Do narcs go no contact with their kids? It's been 5 months and he hasn't seen our boys. We're going through divorce. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of times they do go no contact with their kids, depending on the situation, depending on like what's happening, because a lot of times they get to the place where they don't care about the kids. Ultimately, they care about what the kids are going to give them, or how the kids are going to help their image, or how their kids are going to help leverage control over you. So, yeah, a lot of times they'll ghost their kids as well.
Samantha, I know that profile picture. I think we friends on Snapchat. Aren't you about to be like a therapist or something like that? That you was in school for? If you the same one that's on my friend on Snapchat, are you the same one about to be a therapist or a psychologist? You going to school to be in psychology? Just put it in the chat. Ben hit the question out of the park. I saw that profile picture. I'm like, look familiar. So
all right, Misty asks, Narc husband is divorcing me because he is not safe but still loves me. What does that mean from you two?
The narc husband is divorcing me because he is not safe but still loves me. I just like that sounds like an excuse right there. Not what does not safe mean? I just like ask that question. What does not safe mean? Go into detail. Ask with narcissistic people like that. There's always going to be vagueness and very rarely any type of specificity. Like, get specific. What the hell does that even mean? I'm not safe. Are you are you hovering over him at night when he's sleeping with a knife or some shit? Like, what are you doing to make him not safe? Are you just like watching him while he's in the bathroom? Are you putting your hand under the door when he's in the bathroom like a cat? What are you doing that makes him feel not safe? You know?
Yeah.
No. Just feel like you gotta go ask for some specificity right there.
She says, why does the new supply act shocked when the narcissists treat them worse?
Because they think they were going to change for them. Typically, the narcissist is selling the dream to the next person. It's just like, hey, I know that, look, I know my ex probably reached out to you, said I'm crazy, I'm going to beat you up, but I'm not going to do that. Like, she beat me up. I want to treat you, look, I love you more. Like, you fit me better. And then of course, they're going to be shocked when everything the old supply said is true. Oh, wow, I didn't realize that was going to happen. Like, yeah, I'm serious. Like, I'm reaching out to people here soon. I'm going to do a video about the new supply who didn't believe the old supplies. And people, if y'all are open to talk about that, reach out. We'll bring you on and we'll talk about that. You know, yeah. I want to know, why didn't you believe the old supply?
I think it was one of my lives the other week that someone said they anonymously shipped Psychopath Free to the new supply, and it actually helped.
I just bought Psychopath Free on Audible just because y'all said it. I bought it today along with Dr. Carol McAvoy's book, Love You More. To check that out on Audible on Amazon, y'all. Love You More by Dr. Oh,
there you go.
Oh yeah. Y'all see how fire that book is? We both got the books on standby. Ordered this book on Amazon. So it's on standby. Or Amazon is on audio book too. Love You More by Dr. Carrie Kerr McAvoy, like PhD. I get tongue twisted. Carrie Kerr, this is like, check that book out, y'all.
Brittney said she focused on trying to change him for so long, nothing changed. I learned to love myself and stop letting him think I never leave. When they feel like they'll never use you, they'll treat you like crap. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very true. Stephanie's ready for North Carolina.
Stephanie, it's coming soon. Durham, Raleigh area. Get prepared. It's gonna be an amazing event, y'all. But going back to the question, was it Brittney? Was it Brittney? No, it wasn't Brittney. Was it Brittney? Yeah. She just asked. I had a girl reach out to me on Snapchat. Very, very similar situation. She said that today. That she sent me a text message exchange between her and her narcissistic partner, and she was like, "Can we just talk about this?" And he was just like, "No, just leave. I'm done talking about it." She was like, "No, I'm not going to leave. I just wanted you to know I'm not going to leave. I'm being very forgiving. Just talk to me." Why would they talk to you why would they talk about it? If you put up front that you're going to be forgiving, you're not going to leave, and they don't think you're going to leave, they're not going to acquiesce to your request. They're not going to change at all. Why would they? If you're going to accept me for who I am, why would I make any change? Change is hard. I don't think y'all understand how hard it is to change a behavior. Change is very, very difficult. So why would I put the time, effort, energy into changing if you're going to be with me regardless? You see what I'm saying? So that's how my mind's work. I'm like, why would I do that? Like, are you going to leave me? No. Okay, cool. I'm fine then. Let's keep it. Still loves me, but it's not safe to be with her.
When are you coming to Atlanta, Georgia area?
So, I'm telling you, look, we're trying to get a schedule.
We want to be able to come a bunch of different places. Like, listen, part of it depends on, number one, how many people actually show up to North Carolina. We already had like 35 people show up in Virginia. We had some people that drove in from Pennsylvania, like all the way down. Like, we had some from Philadelphia, like all over the place. We have long lost cousins that got reconnected. Like, there's a bunch of things happened with like 35 people that showed up. So it really depends how many people are going to show up. in North Carolina. So let's get that ball rolling. And then after that, a couple of things we've been talking around, or just like bouncing the ball back and forth, is possibly doing even like a workshop or like a day that we can actually like come together, and it won't just be a meet and greet. It'll be a speak and greet, you know, like we'll be talking and meeting you guys. But like that's something that we're talking about doing, of actually setting like a day, which right now tentatively the thought would be like sometime in November. Just FYI.
Yeah. The meet and greet kind of turned into that. We were just meeting people and they were asking us questions about their relationships. People were bringing their partners out there. We had we were doing
remarkables and start writing down, being like, "Hey, this is how it goes."
Yeah, we were doing one-on-ones on the spot, y'all.
So come out to North Carolina, look for a giant red flag. Lee's gonna find us a giant red flag off Amazon or something. We'll be waving that around. So come find us in North Carolina.
I think my wife would make one. She makes that type of stuff, y'all. So
there you go. Perfect. Let's see. I clicked on this because it had the wonderful B word in it, borderline. I had a relationship with a narcissistic person, and I have borderline personality disorder. I wasn't the one to be played with. He met a brick wall, mess with me. Yeah. You don't mess around with borderline people unless you want to get screwed over.
Yes. It seems like the world is teaching narcissists to be that way. Is it a choice or a mental illness? So it's not. So it's narcissistic personality disorder is a personality disorder. It's not. It wouldn't be classified as a mental illness, y'all. I know there's some semantics there that people will attack you over. It's a personality disorder, and I feel like the world could be teaching people to be that way, but typically it starts at home. It starts in the household, in your environment. When people say you're a product of your environment, that is absolutely true. You know, when narcissistic people are growing up, they are a product of their environment. But when I grow up, like me, I'm a product of my environment. So when I grow up, I want control over everything. So everything else to be a product of me. You know, I'm the environment now. You're going to be a product of me. I want control of everything. So everything is going to come from me. You know, if anybody I'm in contact with before I was aware was a product of me. I'm the new environment. I create my own environment. I'm just self-centered. It's just like, yeah, it goes deeper, y'all. That's a 20-minute YouTube video for you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's a good one. Ooh, here you go. Why did he stalk, choke, threaten, and push me before? Why did he deny all the sneaky tactics?
Which one of those is sneaky? I feel like all that stuff right there is just kind of like.
Unless there's like sneaky leading up to before that, I'm not sure.
Oh, I was just like, because which one? I'm just like stalking is sneaky in and of itself is sneaky, but the choke and push, I just like that's all kind of up front. Why did he deny all the sneaky tactics? I just feel like I need a little bit more details right there, y'all. I'm sorry.
It's really good. Am I the only one that keeps dating narcissistic people? So a lot of times people end up like dating like the same type of people. And I did a YouTube video on this. I think it was like the 5 types of people that narcissists like go after, the 5 victims that narcissists normally like go after. And like the 5th one, it gives like the idea of like people that were raised in a narcissistic household or with narcissistic parents oftentimes will gravitate to other people who are narcissistic because they've been brought up in that type of abuse and trauma and emotional manipulation that they think, hey, that's love and that's what it looks like. So they'll keep going back. Typically then when they're with a narcissistic person and they get out of a narcissistic relationship, they don't take time to heal, understand, and educate themselves about what they just went through, so they don't set up any boundaries to be able to protect them from getting involved with someone else.
There you go. Spit that fire, Ben. Ben is the fire-breathing narcissistic dragon spitting fire tonight on y'all.
Will narcs repeat the same cycle of what they did to you to get a new supply?
Oh, I was like,
will they do the same cycle?
I read that said to get you to D. I was like, probably, yeah. I was like, if it works, if it's a fail-proof method, yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing over and over again to give them the D. Yes. But I just feel like it works out. Just to me, this is how I think, like, everybody is going to receive that narcissistic person differently. So I can't do the same thing. Like, I'm married, Ben's married. I don't feel like I can do the same thing that I did to my wife to get somebody new. I have to change. I have to kind of be a chameleon for that person. Like, tell me who do I need to be to get you? Who do I need to be? I'm still a chameleon. Like, I might be a blue chameleon with my wife, but I'll be a red chameleon with you, but I'm still a chameleon at the end of the day. Like, I need to figure out who I am with you. I just feel like the same is the traits are going to be the same, but I would express them differently to get you. You know what I mean? That's my thoughts.
That makes sense. I would see how like I would adapt to someone else's personality or like take on some of their personality to be able to mirror the stuff that I want to mirror back. But like for me, like the same like base level is going to be kind of like similar. It's finding a small moment that I can connect with or have like an inside joke that I can slowly build upon that more and more again until I get to the place where like we have a connection unlike anybody else.
Yeah. Give me the
I need
inside.
to do a YouTube video on that because I was telling a couple people the other day and they were just kind of like, I was like, yeah, like it works like this. Like it's kind of crazy.
Give me an inside joke. That's why I started laughing when you said that. Like, give me one of those. I got you.
Yeah. Or like I make one. Like I was giving someone the illustration. So like quick tidbit, free tidbit. Like I was giving someone like the info the other day. I was like, okay, imagine this. All right, you and I are walking. Well, not you, but a girl. A girl and I are walking down the street, and all of a sudden she like trips. She doesn't fall on her face. She just like trips and stumbles. You know, we make kind of like we laugh about it, like it's okay, it's haha, whatever. We move on. The next day, hanging out with that same girl and with her friends, I'm gonna bring up sometime like, hey, like about like her tripping. And all of a sudden, it's like a tiny moment. It does two things. One, it slightly connects us because it's a shared experience that we had. And two, it slowly puts us at the outside of everybody else because we just shared a moment that no one else in the circle experienced, which makes them think, oh, there's something there and builds our bond more than just me bringing up by ourselves.
Oh, there you go. Inside jokes turn into something else. You build the bond off of, you bond over that type of stuff right there. Sorry.
Is it possible for a victim going out of a narcissistic relationship to become a narcissist as well? No, it is not. You could have narcissistic fleas, so like tendencies, maybe like reactive abuse or like some stuff that like brings you anxiety and stuff like that coming out of it, but not going to turn into a narcissist. That's a good question. Here you go. I'll give you this one.
Why is it so hard for narcissists to show remorse? So me personally, like, so my therapist asked me a very, very similar question. She told me, because I was talking about something it was a tragic, it was little, I forgot what it was, but it was something tragic that had happened in my life. And she was just kind of staring at me and she kind of started smirking. She was like, describe guilt and remorse for me. How do you feel? Describe that. How do you feel it? And I was just like, look, so I would feel guilt and remorse like in the moment. I was just like, dang, I messed up. Why did I do that? I'm going to lose everything. But then my mind, in its own kind of magic way, would automatically seek to protect itself and start to blame you for what I did to you. Literally, almost instantaneously. The remorse lasts for a minute. I'd be like, why'd I do that? Oh, it's going to hurt. It's going to suck. Wait. I did it because they did this. You know what I mean? Because like if a narcissist does something to you and you come back to them, why would they feel sorry, y'all? I'm just this is not me trying to be harsh. This is me just trying to be realistic. My mind works is like, if you did that to me, I would never speak to you again. But I did the same thing to you and you came back to me. Maybe you don't receive it as a bad thing. Like, well, why would I be remorseful for somebody that came back to me? So why would I be remorseful for somebody that forgave me for doing something so heinous to them? You know what I mean? So narcissists and toxic people experience the spectrum of guilt and remorse, not necessarily that in and of itself, y'all.
I've never been involved in a triangle, so I'm guessing triangulation, until they met the crazy narcissist. Yeah, so like triangulation is like pretty wild, and it's the way for the narcissist to get more out of a person without putting in any investment. All they're doing is just showing like, hey, someone else is going to give me more, whether that's like verbally saying that, bringing the person around, complimenting someone, paying more attention to the kids than you, like whatever it might be. They're always going to try to up the ante of like, hey, I'm going to get more from you. Here we go. Why can they never leave, and what's the best way to get them away from you?
Why can't so right there? So I just feel like why can they never leave? Sometimes look, narcissistic people, a lot of them think that they have, they are entitled to you, your body, your space, your love, you're a human, your being. They feel like they're entitled to you. They feel like they claim ownership over you for whatever amount of time you are in a relationship. So sometimes, y'all, this is gonna sound bad. You have to force people to leave you alone. Sometimes you have to force them. Like they won't leave you alone. And sometimes if you're an extremely nice person, they will view your niceness and take it and weaponize it against you. Your niceness is a weakness to a narcissist. It's just like, oh, I know you. I used it against you. I don't want to call the police on you. Leave me alone. Like I know you don't want to call the police on me. You're a nice person. You wouldn't do that to me and take me away from my family. But y'all, I know I'm doing something bad for you because I know you wouldn't do that to take me away from my family. That's me admitting that I know I'm doing something bad to you. But your niceness is being used against you to keep me, doing the same thing to you. Sometimes you have to force people to leave you alone. And but like when I say force, always use discretion. Protect yourself, y'all. There's a lot of amendments out there, and the second one was out here meant to protect you. So just I'm just using some subtle innuendo. The Second Amendment is to protect you. 1, 2, the Second Amendment. So use it.
Did all narcissists have a hard childhood or something like that? So a lot of narcissism there's a couple different stages in one sense. You have a lot of narcissism that's started from 6 months to 18 months. And this is something I was hearing about from a psychologist the other day. Now, from 6 months to 18 months, how much time they spend bonding with the mom can affect how much gray matter and stuff that ends up being produced. So like a lot of times you say like, oh, narcissists have like less gray matter. Well, some of that is in the maturing process of a young baby. Like if there's not that time together to be able to help build that connection, that's something that like starts off the process. Then you normally have narcissists that either go through mental, emotional, sexual, physical trauma or abuse that ends up affecting them that way. And then you also have either parents that are either overbearing or parents that are over enabling that oftentimes can help manifest that narcissistic personality as well.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting one. Miro put in here, I'm a recovering narcissist. How can I forgive myself? I feel like I don't deserve any friends.
I'm gonna get close to this one, y'all.
Put
So
on the
you're
glasses
recovering
for that one.
narcissist. I had to put my these zennies and the zenny frames, y'all. I'm poor. A recovering narcissist. How can I forgive myself? I feel like I don't deserve any friends. What about so step one? This is what my therapist told me. If you want any type of life after this moment right here, when you're talking to me, you have to learn how to forgive yourself. And I started crying, and I didn't know what the hell. How do I forgive myself? Like, sorry me for being a terrible person. Like, how do you do that, y'all? It's not. You can't say sorry to yourself. I literally went into my bathroom upstairs. I looked myself in the mirror, especially when my wife left, and she came back. I looked myself in the mirror. I was just like, you are not who you are. You like the person you were before this moment right there. You didn't have control over. The person you're going to be after this moment, you have control over. So there's no excuse. If you lose control, you lose. You don't just if you lose control after this moment, you absolutely do not deserve any friends because you are a terrible person. So you have to take there's a moment of clarity. Tony Robbins says it's in your moments of destiny, it's in your moments of decision when your destiny is shaped. You have to decide. Like, I'm not the person I used to be. I'm going to be better from this moment forward. 9:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be a better person I was before this. You have to decide. You have to make the decision to forgive yourself and move forward. Yeah, you can go back and try to apologize to everybody. You can handle it like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting where you try to go back and apologize to the people you hurt. That might mess you up. I'm gonna be real with you. Because people are not going to receive it like you think they're going to receive it. Like, oh, he apologized to me. I'm good. No, they're like, fuck you, Miro. You did some heinous shit to me. Fuck you. You know what I mean? And that might hurt your feelings and set your journey back. So you got to decide right now who you want to be. Because the biggest struggle for me as a narcissist is who I am and who I'm supposed to be. What do you want to be? So who are you? Who do you want to be? Stop battling. Accept who you are. Fight. No.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I'll rant sometimes, y'all. Sorry.
No, that's good. I like that. I like that. For me, my journey was like a little bit different. It's with forgiveness, but that was also coming from even like a Christian and like a spiritual background. Like I was at the place where I was like, there's no way that I forgive myself. Like I can't even figure out how to forgive myself. And then part of it, as I like researched and looked more into it, I was like, in one sense, until I know God and until I know the forgiveness that He gives, I can't forgive myself. Like I'm not even capable of doing it until I actually know what He's done for me. And so, like for me, that was like a change in my perspective too.
It's always got like throw it up there. You got to throw it up to God. Honestly, if you're a believer, throw it up to God. Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with a narcissistic mother and siblings? Leave or stay? They do not care. I've talked to them about it before.
I just feel like you kind of answered your question within that. They do not care. I've talked to them before. I just feel like if you want them in your life, pretty much what they just said, their boundaries or their conditions, or you accept them for who they are and you tolerate their behaviors. So it's kind of up to you after that one right there. They put it in, they pass you the ball. The ball is in your court right now.
This is a good one. I had a couple people want us to answer this one. Have either of you been gaslit successfully? Like, do y'all understand how crazy it makes someone?
And so I just feel like they take, like, if I've been gaslit successfully, then I wouldn't know it. I just feel like a successful gaslighting, you don't realize till way later on. I can't. So honestly, like, again, I've probably been gaslit. I just can't think of a specific moment right here that I can just like, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me, y'all. This person, I can't think of a specific moment that I've been successfully gaslit.
I know at least one or two.
I'm gonna pass it to you. Let me think real quick.
Yeah, I know at least one or two, and that was when I was with the girl with borderline and narcissistic traits, and like one of them too was several of us told her like, hey, like if X, Y, and Z happens, then it's going to cause this thing to happen, and she went ahead and did it. It caused the big thing to happen in one sense. And I texted her and I was like, yep, this just happened. And I blocked her. And like, I was like pissed off. I was like, you purposely did something that you knew was going to like hurt and destroy stuff. And later she reached out through, I didn't block her and everything, but she reached out through something and, gave me this whole like sob story and stuff like that like she had no clue. And that wasn't her intention and all this kind of stuff. And it got to the place where I like believed her, unblocked her, and then I was trauma bonded with her for another like 8 months or whatever it was, until I finally was able to like get out and like block her again. But there was like a constant like back and forth. Like at the end she tried to gaslight me. Like at the end, like I have like the text of me saying like, hey, I'm sorry, but I just can't be in your life anymore. And she's like, how could you do this? This is like the lowest time in my life. Like, how could you walk away from me now? And like all this kind of stuff that's like trying to play on me. And I'm like, it's the lowest time in your life because you're choosing to keep going around and sleeping with a bunch of people. You're making that choice, and you've told people that you don't care. You've told people, I know I'm making bad decisions and I don't care. I'm like, well, hopefully that answers your question.
Well, there you go. Because when you started talking about the BPD girl, I have a very similar story about mine. Mine is a little longer in detail, and it's very, very insidious. So I'll do a video there.
I'll pass you these next two that way and grab some comments here.
The last thing my ex-husband said to me was, "I'm going to own you for the rest of your life." Crazy as hell. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just feel like once you deal with a narcissistic person, they think that they own you. I say this in a lot of my videos. You become property of that narcissist. Like I use a Toy Story analogy the other day to describe how narcissists feel about how they think you belong to them. Pretty much, Samantha, you have that person's name on the bottom of your shoe right now. So it's up to you to rub Andy's name off the bottom of your shoe because he thinks you belong to him. Like you become an object, and they don't want like. It pretty much gets to I know y'all see a lot of the movies where it's like, if I can't have you, no one else will. Some bitches are crazy as hell and will absolutely live by that statement, y'all. They will take you. They will send you. Believe in God. They'll send you to meet Him rather than watch you be with somebody else. So protect yourself at all costs. Use discretion, please. You have to.
Kate said, so how can we stop choosing narcissists to date? I'm at a point where I just want everyone to leave me alone.
Tell them to leave you alone. Because I feel like you can. I feel like, yeah, because typically the question people ask you is like, how can I stop attracting narcissists? You said it. You're picking them. What, lay down. I feel like you need to. I feel like this is where you journal it right here. You write down the list of all the similar traits of these people you're picking. What is it? I just feel like now sometimes it gets to the point where now your choices become red flags. You're like, if you're attracted to them, it's a red flag. It's just like, okay, you are it. It might be red flagish. Like, what is going? Your picker is broken. Like, instead of just doing this, you like a EKG machine. You're like, boop, 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 boop. What is going on with these people? Because like, I saw a girl the other day post a video. She said she doesn't want boring love. You know what I mean? She said she doesn't want love to be boring, and she wants sometimes non-narcissistic love is very boring, y'all. It just doesn't. It's because the love from a non-narcissistic person typically takes a while to peak. It takes a while to get up or to its peak. The narcissistic love starts at the peak. It's like getting like. Here's a good analogy for y'all. Y'all, everybody knows Mount Everest, one of the highest mountains in the world, right? Loving a narcissist is like love bombing is like getting airdropped to the top of Everest. You at the peak. You didn't have to get there. You didn't have to go through the struggles, the tumultuous situations, the battles anybody else has to do when they're climbing Everest. You just got airdropped at the peak of Everest. Everybody else, normal love, you got to climb Mount Everest. You got to get to know this person. You got to go through the ups and downs, the slips and falls. You got to go through there and to get to that mountain peak. Narcissists airdrop you there. So who don't want to get airdropped? I don't want to climb Everest. This is low oxygen. I got to prepare. I got to camp.
Trying to suffocate you. They airdrop you right up there, and there's no oxygen.
Exactly. So take your time. I just say slow down. Take your time. If it's boring, it might be for you.
Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of times I've explained it because you see it a lot of times with narcissists and also with cheating. Like you basically, like I was talking to somebody today in a one-on-one, and I was actually okay. Like the first 3 years where everything was good, how much time did you spend together? Okay, like max of like a day. A couple hours, like all this kind of stuff. I was like, what you're getting is you're just getting like the highs. You're getting like the best parts of those, and then they can go do whatever they want. And the problem is in like a cheating relationship or a narcissistic relationship, you get in your mind that, hey, those couple hours are going to be how our relationship is 24/7. And then they like latch onto those highs thinking like, wow, this is so great. And the narcissist is like, yep, I got you, because it's not going to be that way, but I can create something for a couple hours to capture you.
Yeah.
Maria, thanks so much. She said he was giving me a hard time and accusing me of texting men, and then I found out he was texting other girl, and he's a devoted Christian. Thanks for doing the quote unquotes. I appreciate it.
Christian, yeah, because they use the guise of Christianity as as an excuse as a facade of being a good person. And what you just described is just classic projection. You're doing this while they are actually doing it. You know what I mean? And I just like when me and Ben first started doing these lives, he said something very, very, very powerful, and I always remember that because I wouldn't consider I'm very, very spiritual. I've read the entire Bible front to back, and I was just like, so all these bad Christians are turning me off from Christianity. Ben's like, those are not bad Christians, those are just bad people. And I was just like, oh damn, and they end up they are also bad Christians, but they're just bad people. I was like, damn, it resonated with me. It just changed my point of view. That's why I love that. I just like, damn, that stuck with me. So all Christians are not good people. Trust it.
Very true.
And somebody said something real quick. Ray, appreciate you. But Caitlin Smith said, it seems boring, but it's actually peace. Somebody said that on TikTok very, very recently. I saw a TikTok from a guy named I Speak 1906. He said, to people who are used to toxic situations, peace seems boring. So that makes a lot of sense, y'all. Peaceful relationships seem boring. You know what I mean? The old rocking chair And when you 75 years old on the front porch of the rocking chair, that scene's born when you're 25 years old. I'm gonna be rocking a rocking chair. I want to be clapping some cheeks on the rocking chair. What am I doing on a rocking chair? You know, so it seems boring to y'all, but it's peace.
Yeah. Chaos feels like calm to someone who's never done anything different. Peace almost feels uncomfortable. Yeah.
That's I know what you just said. And Brittney, you still haven't put your TikTok in the chat. I asked you a few minutes ago, so I'm not going to ask you any more of your questions until you put your TikTok in the chat. This is my boundary.
Someone said we got to come to Los Angeles.
Hey, LA is coming soon, y'all. LA is coming soon. It's literally limitless. You know, it's coming. I promise you.
Vicky's pushing us. She wants a date in a town.
Raleigh, Durham, 919 area code.
Are we going with the 23rd?
I'm down for the 23rd if I can find something.
Okay.
Yeah, I like 23rd. You know,
and we're looking at the 23rd of July in the Raleigh Durham area. Oh, this one's awesome. I saved this one because I wanted to say. You mentioned about having someone bring their narcissist. They're like, that's what I'm talking about. The narc night out where they just drop them off to us.
Hey,
you narcissist, come on down.
Yeah, I feel like y'all think there will be y'all. We're gonna have some fun. That's just like yo, y'all. If you
I got the complaining section over here. If you want gaslighting, you can head to the back. We got pacifiers over here for the complainers. Let's go ahead and line up. Let's go, people.
It'll be a fun night, y'all. Trust me. It's just like.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh yeah, you came down for a 3-day vacation. Visceral Gravitas.
Oh, hey, Deef, what's going on, man? Hey, it's L Deef. What's up, man? 3-day vacation. Awesome. Yeah, I love that. See, he came to the meetup, y'all. We met Deef. Follow Visceral Gravitas. You know, great channel. Like I love it, y'all.
Why our family is so damn enabling? Like they don't hold them accountable for anything. Yeah, a lot of times narcissistic families are enabling. Either one, because they know what's going on and they're too ashamed, so they don't want to do anything about it. They just want to cover it up. They just want to hide it. Or they're narcissists themselves, and it's just like status quo. So might as well.
Yeah, literally, you might as well. You know, a lot of times the family is not going to be hold. A lot of times the family are going to be enablers of the narcissistic person. It honestly can get a lot worse.
Brittney commented is because her name got censored off.
I looked it up. I still don't see it. I'm looking at it right now. I still don't see it. So maybe you blocked me, Brittney, or I blocked you. You might say some crazy shit. I ain't no blocking.
Crazy how narcissists can self-sabotage their lives. He lost his friends, got fired from every job, could never be sober and happy. It's so sad. Basically watched someone I used to love ruin himself. Yeah. A lot of times the stuff that a narcissist is running from is the exact stuff he has to approach to be able to work on himself and actually develop a relationship, and it never happens because they're not willing to be honest, accountable, or responsible for their actions.
Yep. There you go.
I think one of my favorite quotes in talking about narcissism recently is the quote from Spider-Man, which is with great power comes great responsibility. The narcissist is with great power. That's all they want. They don't want the responsibility. They just want with great power. And they're like, don't add all the responsibility part for me. Going back to some of the family questions, even if you have to cut off family, toxic is toxic. You're not obligated to stay even if they're family to keep them in your life. It's so true. It's hard, but it's true.
Yep.
Here you go.
So, Brittney, I just found you. I just followed you back. So there you go. How do you get a narc to answer a simple question? What do you do when he blame shifts responds with an accusatory question in return? A simple question? How simple is the question? I feel like that's your answer. I feel like if they blame shift and hit you with a accusatory question in return, I feel like you have your answer right there. I feel like there's, hey, are you cheating on me? What about the time when you did what I mean? It's just like if they go into detail, if it's a yes or no question, no, I'm not cheating on you. Well, no, what about the time when you went and talked to Ben? Remember that? You saw Ben at Cova? You didn't tell me you were going to Cova? You saw Ben? You remember that? That's cheating, isn't it? You know, so I feel like you have your answer. That's your answer right there, y'all.
Yeah. Are either of your wives codependent?
I feel like I know you too, KMA. I feel like y'all profile pictures popping up. I feel like I've seen y'all faces before. I'm codependent, somewhat. You know, most narcissistic people have a level of codependency to them, but I don't know. I feel like that's a question for my wife. I feel like I don't like speaking for my wife because I don't want to misquote her or misrepresent her. You know, because like I say, she goes like
the concept behind the question is that they stuck with us.
Yeah, I would say probably yes. I would say yes.
Come through?
Can you hear me?
I don't know. I think mine like froze. I don't know what's going on with my internet.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I was saying I kind of think. I kind of think like the question like behind it is probably like, are your wives like stuck with you in one sense, you know?
No, I think my she didn't left before. I think she'll leave again, y'all. Just like, you know, I don't think they're stuck.
And I agree. Ashley said she showed me that it is possible for narcs to be supermen and awaken perhaps in stages, but still it is not hopeless no matter what. So I pulled this one out because I wanted to clarify this because like the whole point of both of us being on this platform is not to provide hope. Like when you hear the 4 things that I talk about, it's awareness, growth, healing, and change. You don't hear hope in that because I'm not on this platform to try to convince someone or try to tell someone or try to give someone a piece of hope that's going to keep them in an abusive relationship. If your narcissist is not being honest, not being vulnerable, and not working on consistent change, then leave. And it's not possible for them to change until they're willing to get honest. The majority of narcissists are not willing to be honest. So I'd be very careful with that mindset because I don't think that's 100% accurate. I think it's possible for a person to change and work on their behaviors, but they have to become honest. The majority of narcissists are never going to be honest at all.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that right there, y'all. I just like most people, you have to put it into your head. Like I'm like, I don't take hope from me because you can't put that on me. Like Lee, I watch your videos and I went back. What part of my video says just give me a second chance? I was like, look, y'all. Go give him a second chance. I've never said those words. You know, I can't eat that one, y'all. That's my way of blame. I blame shift. I put it back on you. I'm like, I didn't say that. That's you. You did that. You did that to you. I didn't have to say that.
Brittney's having like all the questions tonight. So I know to throw out a couple things. I don't have them down here, but to throw out a couple things to be able to help with some of that. I know my wife. One of the books that she recommends is The Body Keeps the Score, and then also what was it? Forgiving What You Can't Forget. I think there's another one, but I don't remember off the top of my head, and I don't have my resource page up yet on the website. We're still working on it, but hopefully that gives you something.
What he said, liar, Gina. What did Gina say? I was like, he's a liar, Gina. I thought you were talking about me. What did I lie about?
No, you just responded to this comment.
My narc husband says he doesn't want to be married, but will not say the word divorce and will not leave my house. I feel like right there, that's God, yeah, that's just. I feel like that's a front-end excuse to do what he wants to do, because I don't want to be married. It still puts into your head that he's married, that you're married to him, and anything that you do is cheating. You go to a bar, cheating. You go breathe in the direction of a man or a woman, cheating. Yeah, I just feel like that's a front end excuse to do what he wants to do. Will not say the word divorce. That's weird as hell, y'all. I just feel like people just set these terms and conditions that are weird as hell. This is like reading the back of an Advil bottle and saying, hey, if your head explodes from this shit, that's your fault. Like, yeah, don't. Yeah, I just this word salad right there. I don't want to be married to you, but I will not say the word divorce. What the hell? Huh? What does that even mean? Like, not married is divorce, isn't it? Or it's the only thing. Not married is divorce or single. He feels single. Incarnated love. What's going on, girl? I know you. I did the one with you. I did the one with her a long time ago. Kathleen, what's up? I remember your name and everything. If a partner reconciles with a narcissist who cheated on them, what's the chance the narcissist will ever be faithful? I feel like it really just depends on the narcissist, the person. What type of work are they putting in? Yeah, y'all know what I say, y'all. Consistent change behavior is the only apology that you should accept. The only thing that you should accept. 0%. There you go. 0% chance. If they're not going to be
Like,
consistent,
if you're the one taking them back, if you're the one forgiving them, and they're not coming back with that without having changed behavior, them getting into therapy, them working on themselves, if you're the one taking them back, like, no, nothing's going to change.
Yeah, there you go. Jesus.
Oh yeah, can you tell me the 2 books again? So the 2 books that my wife really said like helped her was one, I think it's by Lundy or something. The Body Keeps the Score. So The Body Keeps the Score, and then the second one was Forgiving What You Can't Forget by Lisa TerKeurst. So those are the 2 books. And obviously, I recommend like Psychopath Free. That's like a really good one.
Deborah, shout out to Deborah for being here since the beginning. I remember her name. Like, she was one of the first people to say, "Hey." Yeah. And Brittney with her 19 questions. I was just joking. Thanks, Brittney.
Ray already put them in there before I even like.
They be listening
more than I was remembering.
Listening, they be listening. Love it, y'all. I love it. I really do love it, y'all. It's like, I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I can speak for being on this, y'all. We're just so appreciative of all of y'all coming through, y'all. That's seriously, y'all. It's just like, it's not easy being a self-aware narcissist, but like, we get a lot of hate, but like, y'all, just thank y'all. Thank you. I would say that. Yeah, visceral.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Deef. By Bessel Vanderkolk. He's on it.
Nice. Anyways, thank you all so much. Appreciate it. Next week we'll be back on Lee's platform. I know it's always backwards. I got to point left to point to my right.
Right. I'm pointing at nobody right now, but I'm pointing at you. This is the wall right here. I'm like, yeah.
Right, yeah. Like this is like inside, and then this is my wall over here. I don't know. That's crazy. Anyways, we'll be back next week, next Wednesday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Super excited to be back, be able to talk to you. But we'll be over on Lee's channel, so I'll be excited to see you guys over there. But anyway,
if I'd have pointed at myself and it went the opposite way, I'd have been really messed up. I was just loud. There's no way this is backwards. This can't be backwards. Right. But yeah. Thank y'all for coming through. You know what I mean? Just truly appreciate every single one of y'all. Just super thankful, y'all. Just beyond grateful. Thank y'all. Go to the later, ladies. Cool. Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all have a great night. Take care.
I'll play with you for a minute.